Well, I want to get started because we got to talk about this. So Bethany Frankel, she came out and she went in on you. She made several TikTok videos. She called the Real Housewives of New Jersey a trash show. What is your response to this?
Yeah, I don't like. I didn't know she was talking about me until people started sending it to me because I unfollowed her. So I heard that she got millions of views talking about me.
Yeah.
And then after that, I heard she made 4 more videos talking about me again. So all I have to say is, you know what? Let her make that money on me because she wouldn't be the first.
Yeah.
Dang, mic drop right there.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think her first video talking about you got like 6 million views. And then she continued to keep going and going and going and making more videos about you.
That happens to a lot of people.
And your castmates were not happy either. Like, they were pissed that, she was even talking about the show like that in general. It just wasn't cool.
Yeah, I did. Someone sent it to me. I heard Jen Fessler. Oh, yeah, because I texted with Jen Fessler. I heard Jen Fessler went at her. I heard Dolores went at her.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're on speaking terms with Jen Fessler?
No, I just, after I saw that,
Okay.
I texted her.
Give us the tea. What did you say to her?
Okay, I would say, someone just sent me the TikTok that you answered back, Bethany, and I said, amen to that, sister. And then I said to her, I spoke to someone else from Bravo, and she said the same thing, that, because Bethany, she started her, that's where she started on Bravo. And she would have never made her millions if it wasn't for Bravo. So it's like, for her to talk, that's like all that shit, it's so crazy. You should be, lifting other women up, not tearing them down,
Yeah.
She shouldn't really be doing that. And for her to be doing that on TikTok just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I wouldn't be doing that. Like, I wouldn't be trash. You guys see that. I don't trash other people on TikTok.
Yeah.
I do TikTok it's fun.
Fun.
Yeah, entertaining like other people. Like, it's just fun. Like, you do these dances, whatever it is, TikTok trends. Like, me and Gia just did one. We were at Amazon Live together, and then they told me to do one, like, like her spinning around when she was younger, like fabulous. It was cute. And then we did a TikTok with the twins. The twins are like, you're seeing double, like, and I thought that was cute. So we did that. So anyway, this is what Fessler said. She's a horrible woman. Dolores went after her too. And then again, she's a horrible woman, and she should mind her own fucking business. That was Jen Fessler's.
Amen.
And then I said, I know. I said, I know we should have each other's back and not tear each other down. And then she's like, I agree. I saw Gia last week in LA. She's just amazing. You should be so proud.
Aww.
And I said, really yes, nice. I am. Thank you. Yeah, she told me she saw you. And then she wrote, she's a doll.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. And that was it. I just reached out to her because, like, listen, like, she's not very, Bethany's not liked, especially she knows at the Bravo family, right? I mean, that's not saying any secrets there, right?
Well, she tried to come for Bravo, and so try to have people speak out on Bravo. And
it's like, if that's where she started, I would never do that.
Did you have issues with Bethany at all, or were you guys good?
No, like, first of all, I remember not too long ago she was calling me the Rushmore, right? Like,
Mount Rushmore of Real Housewives.
Yes, and like, and then someone texted me from Bravo. They're like, what's going on with you and Bethany? And I was like, nothing. They're like, oh my gosh, she's like praising you. Not that I need her to praise me, but she was at one point. And then I forgot where I saw her, somewhere else. She asked to take a picture, and we took a picture together. And that was it.
So there's so much hate on social media. How do you, and I've noticed this with you, you don't, like, we've always said this, you don't even know what's going on. How do you block out the noise? How are you able to do that?
Because I believe in who I am, and I'm very confident. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't look at it. Yeah, I don't look at it. If I see anything negative, I just hit report. Or if I see something I don't like, block. That's it. Report, block. That's it.
But
Protect
I also
your
feel like,
peace.
Yes. Yeah, no, I know how to do that really well. So
And I also feel like you're not on your phone like that, where you're on social media.
No, no, I don't.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I would never put something negative out there about someone because I feel like karma. So it does come back to you. So the only thing is karma takes a while. It does take a
Yeah.
while.
Right.
So that's why. So I don't do what I wouldn't want done to me. So I
Right.
would never put something negative out there about someone because I wouldn't want it done to me. So
Yeah. No,
and
absolutely.
listen, I go to church every Sunday. I'm very like, I was mad at God at one point because of what happened to me.
Yeah.
And no, now I, going to church again, and I'm just praying because there is a lot of evilness around me, and like it's like and I'm trying to protect our peace, like our family.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's all I care about is my immediate family. Of course, close friends and
Yeah.
but my immediate family, that's like my priority. So yeah, Louie and I go to church. I tell my kids, Adriana started going with me.
Yay.
Yes, and Gabriella went in Michigan. She went to church. She sent me a picture.
Oh, I love
So,
that.
yeah, so I told Gia, because like this is the thing, when you need something, you can't then just ask God. So if
Yeah.
you have to just keep going to church and that's it. Just keep praying. Like even if nothing's going on, always pray and
Yeah.
like always have him in your life, and it just makes me feel good. Like yesterday I went to church and I felt good.
Yeah.
I did.
It's the best. It sets up your whole week, and then when you don't go, you feel it. You're like,
Yeah, no,
you
like
feel
Louis
it.
was working and he's like, babe, I have a meeting. He's like, I have a call. I was like, no problem. I'm going for us. So I went
I
and I
love
felt
that.
really great. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the thing. If one of us can't make it and one of us goes, it's fine. You're like,
Yeah.
we're praying for the whole family. So
I just think if people really knew you, they would know how chill you are and you're all about your family. Cause you always get invited to like these movie premieres, like weekly, to every little thing you get invited, but you don't go. So what makes you say like, I don't really care to go to these things?
yeah, and listen, maybe if I was in my 20s, like when this all happened, I would have been going to everything. Cause see, like Gia goes to everything. She does. She goes
Yeah.
to a lot. She gets invited to so many events and she goes and she should. She's in her 20s.
Yeah.
I mean, when it happened to me, I had the kids. So to me, my first priority was always the kids, putting the
Yeah.
kids first. And what I've learned about all this, being out there, it's like it's a photo op.
Yeah.
Photo op. So that's what it is. And I don't need to, be in every photo op. Like
Yeah.
I pick and choose like, where I go and, that's it. That's what and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I love
Cause
that.
that's the thing too. You have to get your hair done, your makeup done,
Yeah.
find an outfit, that whole thing. Yeah. It's like a lot. So,
And for what?
and the thing is, I still have Adriana. She's a sophomore. So
Yeah.
I still like picking. I have like 2 more years of this. I
Yeah.
pick her up. She gets out of school at 2:10. I pick her up. I'm there for her. I take her in the morning. And like, now she wants me to take her to the gym. Like today's no
Yeah.
school. Today's the last day of Ramadan. So she's like, I need to go to the gym. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like her personal Uber driver, which
Yeah.
which I don't mind,
And you're like so positive about it, which most moms would be like, this is so annoying. And you just you cherish all the time you have with your children. And I love that.
Yeah, like the other day, I took her and her friends to Saturday, a day party. She's like, Mother's
Yeah.
Day.
Oh
I
my-
was like, okay. So I gave them a ride. They all got dropped off here, and then I drove them.
Have you thought about what that's going to look like for you in the next 2 years when she's ready to go off to college? Like she's almost there.
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna. I don't want to say what we're doing yet because
Okay.
I want it to be a surprise, and I don't want to put it
Yeah.
out there because I feel like whatever I do, there's people that
Yeah.
Yeah.
want to do the same thing, So I don't want to put it out
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Right. I
So,
don't blame you.
So yeah.
A word to describe you that everyone can agree with is resilient. So you went to prison, you were strong about it. There was a TikTok trend. I think I actually sent it to you, and it asked like, what's your favorite horror movie? And hundreds of people used when you came back from prison and the scene where you're hugging your family. And all those videos got millions of views of people saying, this broke me. This was so hard for me. It was like, I don't want to call it iconic because it was your life and it was a lot. But so many people were impacted
Yeah.
by it, and so authentic. Everything was so authentic. Before you went to jail, were you like losing sleep? How was it at home? People want to know, like, how was it at home with your ex?
It was fine because, like, see, I knew Joe didn't mean to hurt me. That
Yeah,
was the thing. Like, so that's why I know in my hearts of hearts, like, yeah, like that he knew, like, I knew he didn't mean to hurt me. And
Yeah.
he did, like, this is the thing. At first, he didn't even think they were coming after me. Like, and then all of a sudden, then they started coming after me. It was crazy. So, and then he's like, well, listen, he took full responsibility, but then it's like, because I was Teresa Giudice
yeah,
and I was on the Real
right.
Housewives of New Jersey, because again, he had a partner and nothing happened to his partner.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's why, to me, I like it. The whole system is fucked up. Excuse my French.
right.
It really is, because
Yeah,
this is, it would have sat with me better. That's how I know the system is screwed up, because I
yeah,
would have been better with the whole situation if Joe's partner would have went to jail also. Because,
yeah,
okay, I signed something, so all right, just by signing something, I had to go to jail. Okay, fine, that's fine. Because my John Hancock was on that closing,
right.
but he had a partner
Yeah,
that he was in, like, partners with so many other
right.
buildings and houses, and it's like, why didn't he go to jail?
Yeah,
But that's how I know the system's
messed up.
fucked up. No,
Yeah.
really, it's so fucked up. Excuse my, it is.
Yeah,
It's fucked up. Like, so, and that's why, to me, it's sad, but like, that's why you have to pray to God, because he's the only person I think that could, there's reasons why. And now I get it. Like, I had to go through that in order to meet Louie. Like, now I
yeah,
finally got my answer, but look, it took a while for me to get my answer, because I kept asking, like, why did that have to happen? And you know what? I have to say, I've never been handcuffed. I've never been shackled. I was never behind bars. So, like, God was good to me that way, because I wasn't treated like a criminal. Like, it
yeah.
was just
Okay.
it was like I was at a very easy facility. Like, it was like nothing. It was, it was like, I guess, what do they call cupcake, with like camp cupcake, right? Camp
Yeah, we
cupcake.
call it camp. Yeah.
Like, my facility was camp for me anyway. Like it was like Camp Cupcake, and I worked out every day. I did yoga. I went to church on Sundays. Yeah,
But what was your mindset walking in there? Like, were
very
you,
strong, because
how are you like this?
very,
How?
very strong, because I know, I was like, I didn't do anything, Roxanne.
Right.
Like, and Chantel, I didn't do anything. So I was like, really, God? I was like, I mean, outside, I have to say, I was in Danbury. It was beautiful. So I watched the Four Seasons, because I
Yeah.
spent a lot of time on the track. And like, sometimes, like, the camp would get shut down. We would have to stay inside because there was helicopters outside trying to get my photo. So
Oh.
that's where people, like other inmates, would get pissed off at me. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, they weren't allowed outside. But right before, when I left, Lauryn Hill was in there, and I came in. We missed
Yeah.
each other by like, I don't know, like, days. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I heard she like sang for everyone there. It was really nice. Yeah.
Well, when you were like going to sleep, did you have panic attacks, like anxiety? Were you crying?
No, I read a lot of books while I was in
It's
there. I wrote my memoir while I was
yeah.
in there, and then it came
Yeah.
out and it was a bestseller. I just kept myself busy. I would go to bed at 9 o'clock, get up really early, do yoga, work out. I was constantly working out, because like, when I came out, I was like so fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and I used to walk a lot. I did a 10-minute plank, which I said this.
10 minutes?
Yeah, I won a 10-minute plank.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Roxanne, can you even do 30 seconds?
No, I can't even probably do 5
yeah.
seconds. So that is crazy.
Yeah, so I guess I was like, I guess God's trying to give me a break, because like, I did do everything. I was very hands-on with the kids, just with everything, and I was like, maybe he's giving me a break. Like, I don't know. And listen, I was flattered that Bravo waited for me for a year.
Yeah.
Like, I have to say, like, that meant a lot to me. It did, and I love that Andy Cohen, was reaching out to me all the time. Like, that meant a lot to me. I'll never forget that. And so, and
You kind of have, it's like a term, they call it toxic positivity, where you turn like any like negative situation into a positive situation. Like you're really good at doing that, and it's a good thing. It's like a good trait for a lot of people to have, but sometimes it can like people say it's okay to feel like what you were feeling. It's okay to be sad, but sometimes because you're
no,
so
listen,
strong.
there were some days,
Yeah,
of course I cried because I
yeah,
missed my kids,
of course.
Yeah.
And I remember like Gia wanted to go to this private school, IHA, an all girls school. And but see, everything happens. Like I always say to people, if it doesn't work out, it's okay. When one door closes, another one
Yeah.
opens. Because I remember we were both crying in the waiting room. I mean, like in the visiting room when she came to see me. And it was so devastating because she wanted to go to this private school, IHA, all girls school, which, but I was going to drive her every day, but then how was I going to drive her? I'm not, I'm not home. So we were so upset. I was crying with her and I'm like, it's okay. You know, when I come home, maybe you'll go next year. But then look at it. She ended up loving Montville High where she went. And but like at the moment, we thought it was so devastating. 'Cause
Yeah.
she really, she was graduating 8th grade and going into freshman year.
Yeah.
And she wanted to go to this private school. And, but then look, it all worked out. Like, we were upset, crying, I remember, in the visiting room. But then I was praying to God and it got better. Like it was
Yeah.
like, see, we thought that was like so devastating, but it wasn't. Then she went to Montville High and everything all worked out. So
Yeah.
sometimes at the moment, guys, like if things look you're so upset, like, why is this happening? Just trust the process and whatever God you believe in, pray. And it always, 9 out of 10 times, it always works out,
Yeah.
Love that.
So I have 4 kids. I watch the scenes of you going out and about with your kids. What's your advice to moms with little kids? Because you were able to do this with a smile on your face. I've never seen someone who has more patience than you. How were you able to function and do that and be positive after and go out with your friends in the evening after doing everything for your kids?
I know, guys, because I didn't grow up around kids at all. Like I didn't have no little cousins. Like because my only cousins is Kathy and Rosie and her 3 brothers, but they were older than us.
Yeah.
And all my other family lives in Italy and Belgium. So and my mom's a lonely child. So like my father had a brother and a sister that lived in Belgium. They both had 5 kids, but never saw them. I saw them like
Yeah.
I think once when I went to Belgium. Yeah, when my cousin got married. And then my other cousins live in Italy. And they're all older than us. My father was the baby of 5 kids. So we're the youngest. So my brother's a baby out of all the, out of all the, Gorga, cousins.
Yeah.
And so I grew up with no kids. And really my parents, they didn't hang out with anybody that had little babies. They hung out with people like around our ages.
Yeah.
Like the kids around. So I never like really was around kids or even know how to take care of them or anything. I never babysat in my life, nothing. So really when I had my kid, no, you don't understand. When I had Gia, I was calling the hospital. Like I came home, she wouldn't stop crying. So my mother did not stay with me. She didn't. My mother's like, "That's your kid. You had your kid. You take care of it." Yeah, I swear, my mother did not stay with me. Joe, his ass was sleeping. I was taking care of Gia, so I was breastfeeding, and I kept breastfeeding, and I didn't have enough milk. That's when I had my little boobies.
Yeah.
I have a little booby. So here I am. I keep breastfeeding every hour because the kid's hungry, but I didn't know. And I'm like, why does she keep crying? And then they're like, but that's what I was doing. Like I was up all, breastfeeding her all the time because she was hungry. So then finally I put her on formula. Like I gave her breast milk and formula.
Yeah.
She needed to eat more.
Yeah.
But I figured out everything like my mom would give me some advice, but I did it all on my own. Yeah. I mean, like my mom's like, you have to figure it out. And I did. Like my mom didn't want to sleep with me. It's like, at my house, like, cause she was with my dad and my dad, wanted her. So yeah. So I just had to figure it out. And like, trust me, I cried. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? But I figured it out. And like I was very like with Gia, like I didn't take her out of the house until she was 4 months old.
Wow.
I took her just to my mom's house. Like I didn't take her to the mall because
Mm-hmm.
I waited the 4 month mark and then I started taking her to the mall.
Yeah.
Like I followed all the rules with Gia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was your mom patient with you like you were with your kids?
Well, I don't remember like because my mom, she was a housewife, but I remember like if I used to do bad things, like I used to pick on my brother and then she would like spank me or whatever.
Yeah.
She would.
Yeah.
'Cause I'll never forget one thing. I remember like we lived on the second floor of a 3-family house and I was taking my brother's toys and throwing them out the window. So he would go down the stairs, go in the street, pick up the toy in the street. So my mother's like, "Oh my God, my kid's gonna get run over by a car." So she's telling me to stop, and I guess I wasn't
Right.
stopping. So finally, she ended up like back then, she ended up throwing a wooden spoon, like the paddles,
Yeah.
Yes,
and I have a
yes, yeah.
scar right here.
Oh
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Telling me to stop, and I didn't stop, and she
Oh
threw
my
it, and
gosh.
it hit me right here, and I started bleeding.
Oh my, did she feel bad?
Of course she did.
Yeah,
She's like, don't tell your father, because my
Oh, yeah, of
father
course.
wanted no boo boos on our face. Like our
Right,
face was
right.
like precious.
Yes.
So she's like, don't tell your, and I'm like, I didn't. Obviously, I didn't tell my father. But yeah, she was like, because I guess I used to drive her a little crazy,
yeah. How did you keep a question that everyone always asks us? You had a huge house, little kids. How did you always keep your house clean?
Well, I had a cleaning lady. At the time, I think I only had her once a week. And I just really, always kept up with it. I did. Like, I had so much energy, guys.
Yeah. How?
Yeah, like I did. I had a lot of energy. And I had a lot of energy. And I still
Were you eating
and I
something?
still had sex with Joe all the time, like every day.
That's crazy.
Yes, yeah. Even though Gia was like, when Gia was not, we would do quickies, like,
Yeah.
around the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That is
I'm just
so
saying,
crazy.
like, yeah, because Gia was sleeping with us a lot.
Yeah.
I was just telling her the other day, Gia would cry, and like, she had to sleep with us every night,
Yeah.
and then, or she would cry till she threw up.
Oh,
Yeah, so if I would put her in
okay.
her crib and I wanted her to cry,
Yeah.
to get her used to like sleeping in her crib, she would cry so much that she would make herself throw up, and then I would have to put her in the bed with us. Then I would have to first clean up the throw up, and then
Yeah.
put her in the bed with us. So I used to be like, forget it. I gave up, and I was like, just sleep in the bed with us.
So when did she get out of your bed? How old was she?
I would say not till I had Gabriella, till like 4 years, till she was almost 4, because when Gabriella was born, Gia was 3 years and 9 months. So that age.
So she wasn't still waking up in the middle of the night and coming in your room? Because my kids do that. My two oldest.
Gia was sleeping with us.
Oh, she still was sleeping with you? Like at 4 years old, did she still come in your room in the middle of the night?
No, that's when she started sleeping in her bed, because I used to tell her, look at Gabriella's sleeping in her bed.
Okay.
You need to sleep in your bed. And then that's how I did that,
Yeah. See, my kids are like, we don't care. We're still coming in your bed.
I mean,
So-
she would still come in, like when she
yeah.
wanted to, obviously, because, we had to make sure the freaking door was locked.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Oh
yeah.
my
And my
gosh,
kids never caught us doing any of that, which
Yeah.
I'm glad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
We were,
God.
we were very, very careful. Like, yeah, they never saw their father naked. Like he was like, so like, we made sure that, yeah. You have some people, they make I don't, like, my kids never saw, they saw me because I'm a girl.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if I
right.
had boys, if I would want them to see me. I don't know, because I never had a boy, so I don't know.
Yeah. You always had your in-laws over and your parents. Did you ever want alone time, or did it just appear to us on TV that they were always at your house?
I mean, my in-laws weren't there all the time, when, if we were filming, obviously, because my in-laws, yeah. Like, what they say, in-laws, it depends. They're closer to always the daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so they were always at Joe's sister's house more than our house. Of course, my mom, she was at my house more because I'm the daughter, than more than at my brother's house. But yeah, my parents liked to be with us. They did.
Yeah.
And they would just come over for a few hours and they would leave. So
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, yeah. I mean, like I didn't mind it, I guess, but I was so busy. Like that's what I say. I wish I would have had more time with my mom, because like I was busy with the kids. Like,
Yeah.
You're
it's like I
distracted.
wish I would have had more time to talk to her, and
Mhm.
like just I don't know. Like yeah, just
Yeah.
like ask her more questions and about her life and everything. It was
Yeah.
just always chaos because I had like
Yeah.
Right.
4 kids and
Right.
running them to their activities and blah blah. It just my kids always did a lot of activities.
Activities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were. I was not about them just sitting home. Like I like they were very very busy kids. Yeah, and so I was like always running.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about Dolores won Traders. Were you surprised to hear about Dolores winning?
No, I was like, listen, everybody's, oh my God, that's exciting. Yeah, exactly. But I don't see why she wouldn't have won. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Would
It's
you?
you have to be very strategic, and I think Dolores is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think she's learned.
Yeah.
Especially being on Housewives,
Right. Yes.
and like I
Exactly.
saw how she was. She was quiet at first,
Yeah.
very quiet, and that's good. See,
Yeah.
because
Right.
when you're too
Because
loud, sometimes that's not a good thing.
yeah, when
Yeah.
Dorinda came in, she was too loud. She got axed right away. But they
Right.
came after all the housewives. Like they got rid of them one week after week. So it was crazy. They kept her,
Yeah, well,
and
because she
she
was
wrote it.
quiet. She was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
quietest one out of all of them.
Thank you guys so much for listening to part one. Now head over to Turning the Tables and listen to part two.